I've been so busy lately that it feels like I haven't gotten a break. And so I decided today I'm just going to be spending my time at home rather than going out and doing something. So instead of sitting here scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, social media, I decided to do something a little bit more productive. And so I decided today I'm going to just do a little video on answering your guys' questions. Finally, it's been a while. I've been trying to get a lot of questions, and so I finally got a few. Not much, but I got a few that I will go ahead and answer for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first question, what gear do you use? So I use my Canon RP with my 35mm lens. I do have a backup camera, which is my Canon Rebel T6, and I throw on my 75 to 300mm lens, because normally when I use that, it's going to be for like events like weddings or birthday parties or, just other events that I'm gonna need to bring both cameras. Instead of sitting here switching from lens to lens to lens, back and forth, might as well just have two cameras. And because you never know if one of your cards fails, and so what, then you have like no photos to give. But yes, my main camera that I use just during like normal photo shoots is going to be my Canon RP with my 35mm lens. Okay, what made you get into photography? That is a great question. I have answered this on multiple videos before. I think on my very first video I mentioned it. But I used to work for this mine, and so like we would get there before sunrise. And so I would always, like during sunrise, I would go out and take photos of the sunrises all the time. And I just really got addicted to it at that point. Like I've always had cameras in my hand, like even as a kid, like growing up, but it really started to get creative, and it really started to become like a big thing for me during that time. Yeah, it pretty much started with doing sunrise photos, and then I started taking random pictures of like lizards that I found, and I had a buddy that I kind of went out and watched him do photos and stuff like that too. So I just really got into photography then, and I finally went out and bought my first camera, which is my Rebel T6. And so I did a photo shoot, which I have mentioned him before. My friend Noah, he was my first client that I ever did professionally. So not really professional, I guess. It was my first ever photo shoot, so it wasn't really like professional, but it was, it was where it started. And so that's kind of how I got into photography. And now 8.5 years later, here we are, still doing photography and now getting into YouTube. Okay, best way to keep your camera clean. That is a good one. Honestly, just always keep your camera put away when you're not using it. Always make sure that you keep your lens caps on, because your lens will get dirty, could get scratched. If you have kids like me, my kids like to try to play with all my camera gear all the time. So I always have to make sure that I put everything away where they can't get into it. For dirty lens, like if it gets dust, I keep a lot of these around. They're just like eyeglass cleaners, and so easy and the best way to keep your lens clean. Don't use your shirt. Don't use your shirt. Okay, do you have favorite clients? That's a good question, but no, I don't have favorite clients. I love all my clients equally. Whether I've shot with you once, twice, 50 times, I love you all the same. I love all my clients. They're like family to me. Now, I do have clients that I've worked with that I've grown bigger relationships with, just because I've shot with them multiple times and gotten to know them a little bit better. And so, like, yeah, we have bigger connections, and somebody that I've only shot with like once. But yes, I love all my clients the same. And even if I had a favorite client, I don't know if I would tell you guys. Because, yeah, I wouldn't tell you. But no, I love all my clients the same. They are all amazing, and yeah, I love my clients. Okay. Do you ever shoot videos outside anymore? To be honest, I'm an introvert, but I'm also an extrovert. So it's like, there's times where I just want to be inside, but then there's times where I want to be around big groups of people. But I've noticed for me, when I'm shooting videos of yourself, it's so awkward. And I don't know why it's so awkward, because it's like a normal thing now. Like, everybody always films themselves. But I don't know, it's so awkward. And the last time that I filmed a video outside was, what was it? I was doing a magazine or something. I was talking about a magazine, or no, it wasn't a magazine. I don't remember what it was, but I was filming this video at the park, and I just happened to like look up, and this lady was just sitting here staring at me and like smiling, and I felt so awkward. Like, it made it even feel even more awkward. And so I literally shut my camera off and I went home. I went home and I refilmed inside my house where I felt more comfortable. But that's the last time that I went out and did stuff like that. But I honestly need to get out more and do more stuff outdoors. But yeah, I just have to get over the awkwardness. So yeah, I will eventually get back out to doing stuff outdoors. Okay, what advice would you give a new photographer starting out? Best advice is to always go out and shoot. Whether you bring your professional camera or you just pull out your phone, either way, just always take photos. Just try to compose shots, whether you're taking pictures of like the sky or trees or a leaf on the ground or whatever. Just try to get creative with these shots, just because that's the best way you're gonna learn. You could easily sit here and take a photo, look at a leaf on the ground. It's like, okay, it's a leaf on the ground. But if you compose it right and you get creative with it, it could turn into an actual photograph that people will like. So yeah, just always go out and shoot and learn your settings. And if you don't know about the settings of aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, I will link it in the description below. Also, it'll probably be up here. So yes, go ahead and check that video out if you don't know about the settings. It can be kind of confusing to learn, so hopefully that video can help you. But yeah, just go out and always take photos. Don't ever stop taking photos. Best advice I could give. Okay, would you ever become a full-time photographer? Yes. I have been trying to do photography ever since I started. I've always dreamt of being a full-time photographer. I haven't had any real breaks in it, but I'm not gonna give up. So yeah, no, it's definitely a dream of mine, and the YouTube has also been kind of like a newish thing too. So yeah, I want to be a full-time photographer and YouTuber. So hopefully in the future I will get there. It's been hard when you're working 6 days a week and you don't get a lot of time off to shoot, but no excuses. It's gonna happen and we'll make it work. I will get there. And so will you if you keep trying. Okay, would you ever collab with a new photographer and go out and teach them how to shoot photography? Yes, I love working with people. I love, whether you're a veteran or you're new at photography, like I'm always, like if you have the same interest as me, like in photography, like we will get along great. I will always go out and work with you, try to teach you photography. To be honest, it's like the biggest compliment when somebody comes up to me and asks me questions about photography, or how do you do this, or how do you do that, or what should I do for, what should I do to get clients, or what should I do? Like, to me, that is like the biggest compliment, because it makes me feel like I'm more knowledgeable, and it makes you feel good, you know, when people come up to you and ask you questions. So yeah, I'm always willing to work with people, whether you're a veteran or you're new. If you're around here, hit me up, and I would love to go out and teach you about photography. So yes. Okay. Did you ever go to school for photography? No. I pretty much learned photography all on my own, well, and YouTube. So first I started looking up videos on how to do photography on YouTube. I found Jared Polin, and I learned pretty much all the basic stuff from him. And so there's still things that I learned from him, but then I found Peter McKinnon, and so I kind of learned like the creative side from him and the fun and outgoing side as well. So yes, I pretty much learned all my stuff on YouTube. Didn't have to go to school for it. I mean, eventually I may go to photography school just to kind of say that, hey, I went to school for photography. But as far as right now, no. To be honest, I learned everything I know with YouTube, and I still learn every day. Like, you can pretty much learn everything on YouTube. Like when I'm trying to edit videos, like I'm like, okay, how do you do this? So I'll literally go and look it up, and I learned something new. So yes, YouTube is my best friend. It'll be your best friend. Yeah, I never went to school for it. What has been the best experience that you have had as a photographer? You know, I've had so many great experiences with photography. I've worked for a company shooting car photos and videos along with RVs. I worked for the hospital doing newborn photography. I've done like fashion photos, product photos. I've done stuff in yoga studios. They were all like great experiences. Something that I never thought that I would do, like that I would never get to like 8 years ago. So it's definitely an experience, but my all-time best experience that I've had is I got invited to shoot a second wedding for one of my buddies that I was a second shooter for a little bit. And I did a few photos. It wasn't a little bit. I did a few second shootings for him, but he invited me to go out to LA to do a second shooter for an Indian wedding. It was supposed to be like a 3-day wedding, but somebody had booked the second day, so it ended up only being 2. So we ended up going out and going around LA, and I've never been to LA, so except for like I've went there for like concerts, but that's it. Like I've never went out and explored. So, but no, back onto the wedding part. It was such a great experience. Like all the beautiful colors, all of the amazing clothes that they had, the food, literally just the whole vibe of it was a great experience. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna be very hard to top that experience. So hopefully one day I could top that experience, because I'm always trying to experience better things. But yeah, no, that's probably the best experience that I've had as a photographer. But yeah, that is all the questions that I have. If you guys want me to do another Q&A, go ahead and drop some comments, and I will probably do another video on questions, because honestly, I love these. I love when you guys ask me questions. It's fun. So, but that is all for this video. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you get notified every single time I post. And until next time, we will see you in the next one. Peace.